to set up your lab environment basically for, well, your Cisco packet tracer lab environment, and things you can do to simulate like real world, for example. And one of the things that's very common is you have to have the ability to SSH into these boxes. And to do that, you have to enable SSH. There's a couple different things you have to do. For instance, let's say you have this computer here. That's a computer. That's you, right, at your computer. You go to Telnet, like PuTTY or something like that. Well, you want to be able to SSH into any of these switches or routers, right? That's your whole goal here. So let me show you how to enable that on a switch and a router. Okay, so first things first, go to your switch. Okay, enter. Okay, we'll go enable, and we're just going to type in who. Oh, excuse me. So typically, if you're logged in via, if you're consoled into this interface, you're going to actually see like a console. It'll be like asterisk, space 0, 0, something like that, and a console, right? Let's Control C out of this, or just wait for it to get done. Control Z will get you out of that, by the way. Okay. So let's actually plug in our console cable from our computer to this switch. So you're at the computer. Well, first get your console cable ready. So that's this blue thing down here, right? Put it at your computer, your PC. You're going to plug it into the RS-232 port. Not really. It could be RJ, what is it, RJ11, RJ45? At any rate, let's plug it into the console port. Okay. Sometimes you'll see you won't have like on your computer, you won't have a console port or a serial port basically. So you have to use like a USB to serial, something like that. So to double click on the computer itself, we're going to go into our terminal, click on the terminal. Okay, 9600, 8, none, 1, flow control is none. These are default settings, by the way, for Cisco. Whenever you want to connect to a Cisco device, or most devices really, most products, Juniper, Cisco, most products, when you console in, this is the default setting, right? So we're going to click OK on that. So we're actually consoled in now, right? So before, when we were here, we're actually at the switch itself, not consoling anything like that, right? Whereas here we're console in. So if we type in who again, okay, it looks like it doesn't support that actual who command. So that's out. Moving on. So we have to give it, if we're going to SSH into this from another box, we have to give it a host name, right? It can't be router, the word router. So we're going to give it a host name. So we're going to call this host name. Actually, let's go to config, because you need to be configured to do this. Host name, and we're going to call this, since it is, we're going to call this area. Let's see, company. So we're going to call this Main Street and First Street. So that's how we distinguish the two. So we're going to call this, this is on Main Street, so we're going to call this host name main switch, main SW, right? Okay, main SW, enter. Okay, now the host name has been changed. Next thing to do is to give it a domain name. And domain name can be anything really, as you like. We're going to name ours Meshed Techs. So that's our company, right? So we have an office on Main Street, we now have an office on First Street. Okay, so let's do that. So our command is going to be IP domain dash name. Okay, did it tab through? Yeah, the key is if you don't know the command, you just tab it through, right? You could do a bunch of question marks, right? So yeah, meshed text.com doesn't matter, right? That's good there. And you don't have to necessarily do this, but I do it. I do a write copy. Let's see, write. What's my command here? wr write. Oh, I can't. Not if I'm in global. So let's do this. Okay, so wr write. What's my options? Write memory. Okay. All right, cool. So what you're doing is you're writing memory. You're writing the save config. You probably will do this a lot, by the way, because you don't nothing worse than when you write a command or you put some settings in and you're like, oh, I didn't save that. Oh gosh, Okay, so the other thing is to start up. Copy running config to startup config. Okay, destination. Yeah, exactly. Right. So that saves, in case you reload it, in case power goes out for whatever, you always have that available to you. Okay, continuing on. Let's take a look at our show run real quick, see what we got so far. Okay, we have host name, we've identified that. Our IP domain name, done. Spanning tree, none of our interfaces are up, so that's okay. And our login VTY is 0/4. So let's encrypt. Let's create some encryption keys. So for the SSH, we're just going to type crypto. Let's actually do config, right? Config, CONFIG, done. Yeah, sometimes that's a pain. What is it? No IP domain login, something like that, or no login console to get rid of that or stop that. So let's do config. Type the right word this time. Okay. So we're going to type in crypto, or let's just look at our commands, right? So we know it's crypto is what we want. So see, crypto is not listed. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Crypto. So crypto tells me what? Crypto encryption module. Okay, great. So let's do crypto. Tab it through. So what do we want to do? We want to do a key because we want to do an SSH key. Tab it through. Generate. We're going to generate a key. Tab it through. RSA is the only thing we can do. Okay, tab it through. So we can do general keys, which probably is recommended for that. So what do we type in? General keys. Okay, what else we got? Modulus provides number of module bits in this command. Okay, that's fine. Let's type that, modulus. Okay, question mark. So you got a range. You got 360 to 4096. Usually it's what, 1024 is the high. A lot of encryption nowadays is 2048 or 1024. So I'm gonna choose 1024. Okay. Okay, perfect. Excellent. SSH has been enabled. Okay, so the next thing to do is let's take a look at our show run. Okay, we did a do show run. Scroll down a little bit. So we need to be able to log in here. So we're gonna type in line VTY 0. Let's see, what are our options actually? Let's see here. So 0 through 15. So let's do that. Right? So those are channels. I don't know if you know that or not, but those are called channels. You probably have seen, if you've ever used PuTTY before or something like that, where you go, it says like, if you can't log in, it'll say unable to get channel or getting channel. That's all that is, really. So it's 15 channels essentially, right? So we're going to type in enter because we want to go in there, go into that 0 through 15 channels. So we want to be able to actually go in and both log in via SSH and also log in local. So we're going to type in login. Let's get our options. What are our options here? So local. We're not going to do authenticated using AAA, none of that stuff, right? So, and fantastic. So now if we can do a do show run, we're going to see that yeah, so good. So the next thing we need, since it's local login, we need a username to log in. So we're going to type exit and we're going to come back to here and let's just take our command, right? Let's see, username is what I'm looking for. Yep, username is right here. Fantastic. So you have multiple people want to log in. This is a way to segment their access. Know who's accessing the router or switch at what time, right? So you can type any user you want. So we're going to type in, say, backup. Okay, question mark. And what is the password? So we're going to do a secret password. And you're going to type it in, but it's not going to know what it is, right? So I'll show you what that looks like, right, by the way. So secret, we'll type in, usually a common one everybody does, and a lot of the YouTube videos you see, right, is Cisco or whatever, right? So we're going to use that. No spaces, right? So don't put a space after that, right? So that's good. So let me show you what that looks like. Do, show, run. Okay. So you see this right here. That's that password I was talking about. When you put secret, it hashes that thing. Like I said, you see the command here, right? So if you don't see this thing here, like that's secret, right? Here's what the non-secret looks like, by the way. So you type username, test, password, and then actually type the name of the password, right? So let's just let me show you that actually right now. So we'll go username. Let's type another one. Username. Let's do test1. Doesn't matter. Password, and we'll do Cisco, right? So when you type that, let's see, do, show, run. You're going to see it in plain text. It's not going to, what do you call it, hash it or whatever. You're going to see it in plain text. Okay, the other thing to do is we need to be able to, let's see, we need to go in and enable the Transport SSH so we can actually SSH into this thing. So we're going to go into our configure, or rather line VTY, okay, 0 through 15, okay, enter. Then we're going to go let's actually see what our commands are, by the way. So transport, okay, defines a transport protocol for line. So let's do transport, okay, question mark. I want to do input, question mark, and I'm going to do SSH, right? So that's good there. So that'll enable me to actually SSH into the box there. So the next thing we need to do, since let me show you this command. So do show IP interface brief. Okay. All of them are not. These are the ones that are taken up, right? So 13, 12, 11, 10, right? So VLAN. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a VLAN 2 for to be able to actually, or VLAN, let's do VLAN 3, it doesn't really matter, right? To be able to SSH into it, right? So you see that it's down, the protocol's down, right? So let's do like this. Let's go exit, right? So we can, how do you create a VLAN? You just go VLAN and then a number. That's all. You created magically the number, right? So now you want to give it an IP address. Doesn't matter what the IP address is. Actually, what's going on here? Let's see. What are my options here? So I need to probably exit here, and let's go interface VLAN. That's it, VLAN 3, right? Awesome, fantastic. So I'm in the VLAN 3, right? So there is one thing I forgot to do actually. It is to add. So you have to add the interface to the VLAN ID, basically, right? So you have to do that. Okay, so how do we do that? We'll go, let's see. First, we need to go in the interface, right? So let's go to exit. Okay, exit again, and we'll go show IP interface brief because I want to see what interface. It was 13, I believe. So we need to go into the interface. Let's go into interface config, interface fast Ethernet 0/13. Okay? All right. Okay, from here we need to type in the command switchport. So we're in the interface, do switchport. Let's do question mark actually. So we'll go switchport access because we need to access the VLAN, right? And you can see if you just tab it through, it'll give you a question mark. Yeah, so Switchport Switchport access VLAN, and then VLAN 3, right? The other thing we need to do, so that gives us access to the VLAN for that particular interface. Then we need to do switchport mode access, right? So switchport mode, let's see, let me just tab it through. I want to show you what it looks like. Switchport. Okay, so mode is, it sets the trunking mode on the interface. Okay, so that's good. So now, let's see, we are good there, right? So let's exit and exit again. So I want to show VLAN, just show VLAN, right? So what we're looking for is, which I overlooked before, but we need to have this port here set. This fast Ethernet 0/13. It has to be there. If it's not there, you won't be able to ping this computer here. You won't be able to ping that. You won't be able to SSH. None of that stuff will work for you. So that's the whole key here, right? By the way, is getting this interface on this VLAN. Just setting it up isn't good enough. You have to actually you have to put this, like I said, you have to put that port on this VLAN for it to work. The reason being is because it has to have a connection. It has to know how to get to traverse through it, right? So now we've done everything we can possibly do. So we've set up our interface. That's the IP there, .2. We've set up our interface on our router. Let's take a look at it real quick here. So do show run. We have the several usernames, right? We have the SSH version. We have the domain name set. We have our interface. Let's take a look here. So our fast Ethernet 0/13, which is the interface going to this computer here. We have our VTL. So that's the line V2I. That's a channel, right? That's what it stands for, basically. We have our local logins, so we can log in locally. We have a transport input SSH set, and we also have our, of course, 15, 5 through 15, right? Rather, those are the different channels. So we everything looks good. So let's test it out. Let's try and go to our device here. Excuse me. Go back to our attributes. Where are we at here? Oh, am I on the PC? Where am I at here? Oh, I need to close this out. Okay, so let's go to our SSH here. Let's type in our SSH. This is going to be the IP address of the VLAN itself. So that's going to be the interface of the VLAN here. So the IP address is 128.254, and the other thing we added was we just put in is a default gateway. So in order for that command, let me show you the command right there to do that one. So config, and you type in IP default. Sometimes you can't tab it through. It's there, right? Because it shows up. It doesn't tab. Sometimes it doesn't tab through default gateway. Okay, so we've already set it up, but I'll show you how to set it up again. So 128.1, right? So yeah, so let's try to SSH into the server. Okay, so the IP address we're going to type is 192.168.128.254, and we're going to use the backup, whatever username that you set up, right? In this case, we set backup. We had, I think, test 1, test 2, test 3. So we're just going to type the IP address in, the username, and click, you know what? Let's do this. Let's remove our console cable for that. Yeah, so we're going to simulate removing the console cable before we do that. That's console cable no more, my friend. So let's connect now. Oh, look at that. Okay, so password is, because it's backup, I think it was Cisco. I believe it was. Yeah, fantastic. Awesome. Enable. Oh, no password is set. Enable? Oh, okay. Okay, so enable. Login. Nope. I might have typed it in wrong, so I'll just do this again. Kick out of there. Close that deal. Do you want to continue? No, I don't. Close it. Okay. Control C. Right. All that stuff. Close it. Do you want to continue? Let's do this. That's just easier. Do you want to continue? Nope. Close that. Double click on it again. Come back in it. Go down to our SSH and start over. Okay. And let's see. Let's make sure we don't fat finger it this time. Cisco, I believe it was. Enable. Okay, so you're going to see this error. Well, you may, because we missed the step, we didn't enable the password, so we have to go back and do that. So if we're always going to get this, by the way. We have to go on the router, the switch, and configure something. So I'm at the switch, right? Let me log in. Okay, and let's see, what's the command? So I want to do enable, question mark. I want to do secret. So that'll actually clear out that error. Let's see what else we got. Tab. Enable secret. Enable secret. And question mark. Let's just type in the password Cisco, right? Okay, good. So let's go back over here and we'll just type in enable. Okay, now, all right, cool. So we're in, basically. Let's do something like show VLAN. Why not? To see everything is good to go, right? So configure. We know that we're all good to go there. So basically, you have to enable the secret. You have to enable the login or enable secret or enable password, either one, when you do SSH. So we're SSH'd in. That was our goal, objective of the lecture. So I'd like to thank everybody for viewing this tutorial. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this type of video, and have a great day.